Yes, people. Back again with another episode of Traps Talks. I'm here to talk about yesterday's game. Obviously, Leeds 2, United 2. And, yeah, man. Obviously, I'm going to talk about the City situation as well, what my thoughts on that. If you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. Do something for me, man. Okay, you do something for me. Anyways, yeah, let's get into it, man. So, obviously, yesterday, 2-2. 2-0 down, conceded in the first minute. Bruno sloppily giving the ball away. Patrick Bamford lays it off to Nonto or Notto, whatever his name is. And obviously, great shot. De Gea should have had it, but nevertheless, it was a great shot, great goal. Second one, again, was easily avoidable in my opinion. But nevertheless, we weren't at our best yesterday. We weren't at our best at all. Far from it. I mean, some would say, Casemiro is a big loss, which he is. But I genuinely think that we had enough. We gave away the game yesterday, and we do have enough to beat Leeds. I mean, 2-0 down after about, I think it's like 55 minutes or something. I'd take a 2-2. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll take a draw. I'll take a point out of it. You know what I mean? It showed a bit of resilience, showed fight back. The team had fight back. But I think, to be honest with you, there's a few players who are going to single out. I mean, but Garnacho, yeah? I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter and people are slating Garnacho. Garnacho just didn't have the beating of Ayling. He didn't have the beating of him. So, at the end of the day, like, he's a young kid. He needs to get in the gym, needs to bulk up a bit. He's still developing. I'm not going to knock him for it. He stuck to the task. He tried. But Ayling just had his number that day, yesterday. So, I mean, to be honest with you, yeah, I mean, I don't know what people are knocking him for. Like, he's a work in progress. We're not going to be pinning our hopes on young Garnacho. I mean, yeah, he's come on. He's made impacts in quite a few games, to be fair. So for me, yeah, it's the learning curve for him anyway. He's gonna have to learn that sometimes you're gonna have to be a bit more creative, or you're gonna have to try something new, or you're gonna have to be a bit more brave in order to get the better of defenders sometimes. So he's still learning. He's learning on the job. So I haven't got nothing bad to say about him. He just didn't have the beating of Ayling. So we move on. Like, obviously, I'm sure he'll bounce back, and and that's that. So I don't understand why people are sitting there giving him stick or whatnot. And genuinely, I mean, Weghorst, for me, I'm not feeling Weghorst. I really ain't. I'm not feeling him, because at the end of the day, like, people are talking. I mean, I've heard people say, the balls need to go into the box. He needs to head. He's 6'5". He needs to head the ball. But for me, from what it looks like, he can't jump. Because when I was watching yesterday, he wasn't winning any of the 50-50s. And I thought, bruv, can this guy even jump? Because he's not winning no 50-50 headers. I don't think he can jump. He's not really a particularly great header of the ball anyway. Because you've got the delivery of someone like Luke Shaw or whatnot. Lastminute.com, or not even last minute, because he wasn't even on to the last minute, but you swing a ball, you put one in the mixer, and you know what I mean? He's not very aggressive in the box. Like, he will bully a defender and manhandle it. I don't see that in his game. So for me, I don't really know. I mean, I don't know what to say with Weghorst, but he's been getting a lot of game time, and I don't think that's appropriate, to be honest with you, because he's meant to have come there as an understudy for a backup for Anthony Martial. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, obviously, Martial out injured again. Don't get me started on him. I'm not even talking about him. But yeah, man, for me, yeah, his hold-up play and all that's all great, and his link-up play. But other than that, we need more than that. We need someone who's going to bully defenders, who's going to pull them about, make space. And yeah, I don't see that in him, to be honest with you. But obviously, he's only been there for a few games, so we'll see how it goes. But I wouldn't hedge my bets on Weghorst to pull 5 or 6 or even 7 out of the season between now and the end of the season. I might be wrong though. Rashford, relatively quiet in the first half. He had his chance, he took it. And yeah, I mean, he got pulled down by Firpo, but yeah, other than that, he was relatively quiet. Sancho came on and made all the difference. My boy's back, yeah. The 71 million, or so I don't even know how much it is. The 70 million pound flop, yeah, is back with another goal. So yeah, that's the only really saving grace that's come out the game. To be honest with you, I, I mean, it was 2 points dropped. But by the end of it, it was effectively a point gained. To be honest with you, because we literally threw the game in the first minute, and Bruno should accept responsibility. He played terrible yesterday, but he made up for it in the second half. Um, Sabitzer, yeah, now all these stats people talking about, Sabitzer can do this, Sabitzer can do that. It's Sabitzer better than Ericsson in this, Ericsson and that, and I don't want to hear no one talk about Ericsson like that because Ericsson is my guy, yeah. I don't want to hear no one talking about Ericsson like that because, bruv, what this guy showed me yesterday, bruv, yeah, bruv, Ericsson's got way more input than what this guy had, yeah. I mean, like I said, I knew of Sabitzer or what Sabitzer's abilities when he was at Leipzig. I haven't really heard nothing since. But obviously at Bayern, you've got Gravenberch, you've got Goretzka, you've got Kimmich. He don't get in front of these lot. But Bayern Munich are happy to let him go. So, and they weren't happy. Apparently, they weren't happy to let Gravenberch go. So, I don't know, man. Like sometimes I get it's only a loan, but I don't know why people have these high expectations of these guys that are at top clubs and they end up getting loaned out. I mean, you saw what happened with Sal Niguez last season at Chelsea. You saw what's happened. Even though, granted, Arthur Melo is injured, but yeah, man, these guys that clubs are happy to loan out for a season, even halfway through a season, obviously ain't really in the plans. So, like I said, we needed a midfielder to fill in for the time being. I can't wait for Ericsson to come back. Get well soon, Ericsson, because this guy, I don't think he's going to live up to expectation again. But it's still early days. Like I said, I could be wrong. Casemiro, 2 more games to go without him. I mean, the midfield just looks a completely different kettle of fish when he's not in it. He's definitely, between him and Rashford, definitely are 2 most important players in the team, and it showed yesterday. When he changed the front three, I mean, I think Eric got it wrong yesterday. Starting Garnacho, putting Rashford on the left, on the right, sorry, Weghorst through the middle. I mean, I personally would have started with Rashford on the left because I feel like that's where he's most effective on the left. I would have started Weghorst up top, and I would have went with Sancho on the right from the start. And then maybe if that didn't work out for me, I would have rotated it to Rashford up front, kept Sancho on the right, and brought on Garnacho for Weghorst and put him on the left. And that's how. Or another option would have been to because Pellistri played quite well in his few minutes that he had. I mean, I would have either switched Sancho to the left, Rashford through the middle, and put Pellistri on. But yeah, I think that's the starting front three for me. Just wasn't it, man. It weren't it. But it wasn't the fault. It wasn't the Weghorst's fault why we lost anyway. We didn't lose, we drew. But it's not our fault why we dropped the points. But yeah, I mean, we literally didn't even turn up till we literally was asleep. Yeah, for the kickoff, we weren't up, and it might be down to fatigue. It might be down to all the games we're playing. Because I mean, what I fail to understand is that, I mean, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, right? But we've played every game available to us this season, right? So how are we now played 2 matches more than Arsenal, and we played more matches than Man City now? Yeah, so it doesn't make any sense. Like, these lot had a week off. We're playing games every 3 days. I mean, all these fixtures should be getting rescheduled to have it in a order. But I don't see that happening. It's like I don't understand how we keep our games keep getting postponed because we keep getting through rounds of cups, but we've managed to play more games in the Premier League than the league leaders, who are out of every cup bar the Europa League. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I just think I'm not really happy with the way the season's panned out with the World Cup, and that they've forced a lot of games upon United that they shouldn't have done. To be fair, that's what I think. But nevertheless, the games have got to be played, so it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, the games have got to be played, innit? So yeah, we just play them, innit? But I mean, we've got now another concerning thing for me is how thin the squad is, because without without Casemiro in it, we haven't got many options anyway. I mean, he obviously doesn't feel that Zidane Iqbal's ready. He's got him on the bench, but he's not playing him, so he obviously doesn't think that he's ready. So yeah, I mean, yeah, he obviously thinks he's not ready. So we don't have many options, and it's a bit concerning for the final coming up as well, because right, I think we've got like 6 more games left until the final, and the final's in what, 2.5 weeks or something like that. So yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a concern, if I'm going to be honest with you. It's a bit of a concern. But the only saving grace is again is that Casemiro misses 3 of those games, so he's literally only got 4 games until the cup final. So hopefully we don't get no more injuries. Hopefully the players are not that fatigued, and obviously they can get a few days rest in now, because the next game's on Sunday, and hopefully against Leeds again. Against Leeds again. So yeah, we need to react to this and give them a beating at their ground on Sunday. But yeah, I mean, even these Premier League games, we're playing Crystal Palace and then Crystal Palace again, and then Leeds again. Like, you may as well, you know what they may as well do? They may as well just scrap the whole 3-point system and just say, look, home and away, 6 points. Yeah, that's what they may as well do. Home leg, away leg, 6 points. Whoever scores the most goals gets 6 points. That's what they may as well do. Because I just don't understand the layout of this season, man. And yeah, but yeah, we're not. Yeah, let's just move on anyway. And but yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not giving up the. Yeah, but before we move on, I'd like to say I'm not giving up the title. No chance, not yet. It's been interesting to see what happens this weekend, because Arsenal got Brentford, and then they got Man City afterwards. So these next couple of weeks, it'd be interesting to see how much points get dropped and where points get dropped. I mean, last night I didn't get much stick off Arsenal fans, because I think they're aware that yes, they've lost a couple of games now. It's a bit of a squeaky bum time, so they haven't given me that much stick. But they will be giving me stick if they win on the weekend. Don't you worry about that. I got some stick off some Chelsea fans. Don't know why. They're sitting 10th, but yeah. It is what it is, man. But yeah, we move on to the Man City situation. And I've seen, like I said, I've had conversations with a couple of the Man City boys. Big up Big Steven and Daps. And at the end of the day, right, I don't know if City have done right or they've done wrong or they're innocent or they're guilty. I don't know any of that. But if I take myself out of a football situation and a normal life situation, and I think to myself about all the people that I've known, all the jobs, someone somewhere in a job is cutting corners, is doing something, yeah, it is using loopholes to benefit their companies or themselves. So if there's a loophole there and they've taken it and they've used it, then as long as it's within the rules of the laws, then I don't really see much problem. Because I mean, people think that their clubs are innocent, man. I'll be honest with you. I know for a fact there's certain things that have gone on at Manchester United. There's definitely things going on at Chelsea. There's things going on at every club, probably from here to non-league. Yeah, of people doing things or tapping players up or doing. So there's something going on somewhere. So, but for fans to be like, oh, they should be relegated, they should be this. I mean, if you actually think about it, do you really want Man City to be relegated from the Premier League? Like, for me personally, it's like, growing up as a United fan, the Premier League was ours. Yeah, it was like a nailed-on thing that we would win the Premier League until obviously Arsenal came along, had won a couple, couldn't really compete. Chelsea come along, that was more of a rivalry in my opinion because we battled on everything against them lot, leagues, FA Cups, Champions Leagues. They between us, them, and Chelsea and Barcelona, we were the best teams in the land. But so winning the Premier League was a nailed on thing like when I was a kid, right? So I mean, City have come in and they've taken that. Now they've taken it not through fiddling the books or whatever you want to call it. They've bought players. Some players haven't worked out. They bought a lot of rubbish players as well. Jack Rodwells and Mangalas and Wilfred Bonies, and they bought a lot of shit players. If we're going to be honest about it, so they've bought a lot of shit players, and they might have swindled the book somewhere to make more extra funds available so they can spend it or whatnot. But at the end of the day, right, whatever Man City have done, it's the players that they've played. They've come and they've played for their wages. They haven't been brought into a room and been told that they're going to swindle this and swindle that, and they're going to fix this, or they're going to do this, or they're going to bribe this one. The players haven't been told that. The players have gone on the pitch as a team with a manager and won them trophies fair and square, whether we like it or not. Doesn't matter what the owners have done or how they've got the money to buy these players. But at the end of the day, these players have used as their trade, have gone on the pitch and won them trophies. So for me, it's like, do I want the trophies? Nah. I mean, you got to earn the Premier League, bruv. You got to earn the Premier League, and giving away trophies to second and this, that, and the other, it's like it sort of discredits the credibility of the Premier League. So I think that obviously if they're good, I don't think it's going to go down that road. But if it does go down that road, then I wouldn't want Man United to claim any of those titles. I think they should just be scrapped as no winner. If that was the case, but I don't think it's going to be that. I don't think they can be like that because you've got players that have retired, that have won leagues, and they haven't done anything wrong. The players haven't done anything wrong. All the players have done is gone into a club and played for their wages and won trophies. That's it. So I don't think that's right for them to take the trophies away. Getting kicked down to Division 2 or whatever you want to call it, I highly doubt that as well. City are a big entity in the Premier League. So for me, the revenue that they do create, and obviously the entertainment value that they create as well, I don't think that's a possibility either as well. I mean, to be honest with you, like I said, who wants to see Man City in Division 2? I don't want to see them in Division 2. I want to see them at Old Trafford getting battered for the next 5 years. That's what I want to see. Yeah, I want revenge for all the years of us having to listen to them taking winning Premier Leagues, saying calling out say fix your roof and all that. I want revenge for all of that stuff. I don't want to be sitting there saying you're in Division 2 because that's not. I would never want to see a team, of a group of players that have genuinely been a good group of players go down to a split up or have to be sold or whatnot because of something that's out of their control. They've just played together as a team. So, like I said, I want revenge in it. So I want to see Man City in the league. I don't know why fans think they want them out of the league, or people think they want them out of the league. No, we want them. As a United fan, I want us beating them season after season from now till whenever. Yeah, as long as possible. Long may it continue, in my opinion. So I wouldn't want to see them out of the league. I think, to be honest with you, I think they're looking at, if they are found guilty, it's maybe a points deduction. A fine would be inappropriate. I think any kind of fine would be inappropriate because it's a money. It's a breach of financial fair play. So it's a financial law breakage. So it shouldn't be a financial punishment. Doesn't make any sense because obviously, if they can spend more money than what they should be spending, they're going to have no problems with paying the fine. So I think it should be, if they are guilty, it should be just a points deduction Maybe this season, maybe not. Maybe start them this next season on minus, and we go again. I mean, a transfer ban for them. I don't know. That's discretionary. I mean, it might be a 10-point deduction and a year's ban. It might be something like that if they are guilty. But it might not be. They might not be guilty. They might just be, in terms of, they might not be breaking the rules. They might be bending the rules, and bending the rules and breaking the rules are two different things. Because if you bend the rules and in a court of law, show that it's inside the law, but then there's nothing can be done. So all that means is that the Premier League are not doing their jobs properly, with the rules. But I find it very suspicious as though. What I find suspicious, right, is that there's two clubs up for sale, right? There's been a lot of mentions of the Qatar interested in buying these clubs. Apparently, they refused. Well, they turned down a chance to buy Liverpool because there's more interest in Manchester United, which makes sense. There's two clubs for sale: Manchester United and Liverpool. You're gonna pick Man United because it's a bigger club globally and commercially. But that's another story. But yeah. So the Qataris are trying to buy the club, and now all of a sudden they're trying to say they had a 4-year investigation. So how has it taken 4 years for this investigation to come about? And if they've breached it 100 times, it's like they've allowed them to breach them, like they're trying to build some kind of case, like they're Scotland Yard or something. It doesn't make any sense, because surely if you're going to audit a football team, you're gonna go in at year one. You're gonna say, oh look, they've breached this, and this. Okay, so how is it going to let it continue for 4 years? How have you let them get away with this for 4 years? It doesn't make any sense. They may be getting scapegoated because, I mean, last season when the Saudis took over at Newcastle, there was a meeting with all the Premier League teams wanting to know about the investors and what was going on at the club, which I found very odd. But obviously, there's been a lot of interest from the Middle East about Manchester United. So it might be a thing where the Premier League are a bit concerned about so many owners, the Saudis, the Qataris, owning these clubs, because effectively, if they do buy these clubs outright, there's not really a lot that the Premier League can really tell them, because if there's a group of them, out of the big six, right? If say for instance the Saudis or the Qataris, or the Middle Eastern people buy United and Liverpool, so that's United, Liverpool, and City. That's 50% of the big six clubs. So anything, I mean, I feel like they may be trying to spread a bit of propaganda about these owners, or trying to scapegoat City, because I feel like too many of them kind of owners, them billionaire oil owners, and you have to remember, these lot are big businessmen. They're not bigger than anyone that's probably at the Premier League, on the Premier League board. So at the end of the day, if they end up clashing with these big teams, they might just say, you know what, fuck it, we'll just go and start our own league. It's fine. Like, we'll go and start our own Super League. We'll start the Super League again. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. It might be the Premier League just trying to flex their muscles to let it be known that. I don't know, man. They might be. I don't know, but I think there's definitely more to the story than City fiddling the books, and I feel like. I mean, I don't really have much to say on it. Like I said, I don't want to see City because at the end of the day, the fans haven't done nothing either. The fans have just been fans of their football teams. They supported their teams, same as what I would. I would be upset if it was us. But at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I feel like you just have to pan that out. You have to let it pan out and see where it goes. But City have beaten things like this before, so yeah, I mean. It's a very peculiar time, considering there's talk of bids getting put in for Man United this week and whatnot. So I don't know, man, but we'll have to see what happens, man. But yeah, man, like I said, fans, any football fan in the world would never want to see, like, I know, I can't help it. Fuck it, I can't help it. No, any football fan, yeah, in the world, yeah, doesn't want to see 200 City fans lose their club. No, I'm joking. Listen, you don't want to see thousands of people lose their club because of dodginess that the owners have done. That's got nothing to do with the fans or the players. And yeah, that's it. And yeah, so I'm gonna leave that one there anyway. Hope I haven't offended anyone. If I did, it is what it is. But yeah, I've got something going on. Yeah, I've got something going on. So it's the cup final on the 26th, and I was meant to be going with my friend, but he can't make it. So I've got 2 tickets to this final. It's a hospitality ticket, where you get 3 hours free food and free bar before the game, at half time, and I think it's like an hour afterwards. Seats are on the halfway line, padded seat, lovely view, brilliant. And I feel like I'm gonna do a raffle. So anyone that's interested in this raffle, follow me on Instagram, send me a message, and I'll give you the details if I do it. Because if I do it, it won't be this week. It will be next week, maybe for a week up until, or maybe for 10 days. I'll do the raffle up for 10 days, and then announce the winner 10 days. Well, start it for 10 days and announce the winner 10 days later. But yeah, man, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, click me up, send me anywhere. Let people know that I'm talking over here, and I'll see you soon.